Here you are, a wedding gift for you. Enjoy your life with our son.
For the wedding, my mother-in-law, Mary, gave me a teddy bear. It was a cute gift, but I couldn't genuinely be happy about it. After all, Mary has been giving me a hard time, and we've had our share of arguments. Yet, she suddenly gives me a wedding gift. What's with the sudden change of heart? Feeling uneasy, I decided to talk to my mom back home. The moment she saw the stuffed animal, she yelled at me.
"Get rid of it now. That teddy bear is..."
Upon learning the truth, I found myself rushing to the police station. My name is Sarah. I'm 28. I work from home. I've been married to Tom for a year. We don't have kids yet, but our marriage is happy. I met Tom at the gym we both go to. He helped me when I was struggling with a machine.
Are you okay? This machine can be tricky, but it works like this.
Oh, thank you so much. It suddenly stopped, and I was really in a bind. We hit it off and started dating a few weeks later. On my birthday, a year after we started dating, he proposed. Being married to Tom has been wonderful, but I've had my concerns. It's my relationship with Mary that hasn't been going well. When we visited Tom's family home to introduce ourselves, I was shocked to see his home. It was a mansion surrounded by a large estate. Apparently, Tom's father is quite wealthy. Tom himself is a down-to-earth guy, and he's not a big spender, so I didn't realize his family was rich.
My dad always says not to depend too much on money. You never know what will happen, so he advises earning and saving as much as possible on your own. That's why I don't like to waste money.
Tom explained with a wry smile. When I finally met my in-laws, I think Mary had been against me from the start. While John, my father-in-law, was welcoming, Mary seemed to glare at me with a bad mood throughout. During the meal, John kept talking to me, but Mary was silent the whole time. After some conversation, Mary suddenly sighed.
Of all people, you brought home a remote worker, just using work as an excuse to play on the computer at home, right? That's not respectable. Tom, it's not too late to call off the wedding.
I was shocked when she suddenly said that. Despite working hard, being labeled as not respectable hurt. John and Tom quickly defended me, saying, "Don't say such rude things, and Sarah's working hard." Yet, even after being reprimanded, Mary continued to grumble.
Why should I be scolded? I'm just thinking about what's best for Tom. Besides, she's plain and not impressive at all. I've always said I wanted Emily to marry into the family.
Emily is Mary's niece and Tom's cousin. She's a typical American beauty with blonde hair and a serious personality, making her Mary's favorite. She's been pushing Emily as a bride for Tom since he was young. However, it seems neither Tom nor Emily had any interest in each other. Tom appears to have no romantic feelings for Emily, feeling more indifferent about it.
We've known each other since we were kids. We're close, but it's more like siblings. I can't suddenly develop romantic feelings now. Plus, Emily has a handsome boyfriend, so I'm not even in her league.
In romance novels, childhood friend love stories are common, but maybe that's just not how reality works. Since Mary's mood didn't improve, we decided to leave. On our way home, Tom apologized to me several times.
I'm really sorry about my mom. She's been holding a grudge about Emily and took it out on you. I'll have a talk with my dad about it later.
Seeing Mary's behavior made me wonder if continuing with the marriage was the right decision. But I still wanted to marry Tom, and I'm not one to back down easily. I secretly decided to prove Mary wrong after we got married. After we got married, we moved into a guest house on John's property, following his suggestion. A guest house is a place where travelers or tourists stay temporarily.
As you get older, it's easy to lose touch with friends. We've been keeping it clean, but it hasn't been used in years. It would be great if you guys could live here.
The guest house was immaculately clean and spacious. much more comfortable than a typical house, though it hadn't been used for years. After discussing with Tom, I decided to take up his father's generous offer. However, this led to a troublesome issue. Mary, living on the same property, began to visit frequently without any reason. She would come over and announce, criticizing things like the house isn't clean enough or your cooking is bad. She also complained about my remote work, saying, real work is done outside, you're just slacking off.
If Emily had been the daughter-in-law, none of this would have happened. She's good at household chores and perfect in every way. I really wonder what Tom sees in you. There were plenty of better options.
I received such snide remarks when Tom wasn't around. Initially, I tried to argue back, but Mary kept twisting my words, constantly complaining. Gradually, I realized that dealing with her was just causing me stress. Since then, no matter what she said, I would just apologize dismissively and let her words go in one ear and out the other. She was clearly frustrated by this attitude. I hoped this would make her back off, but it didn't. Realizing I wouldn't respond to her complaints and nagging, Mary resorted to direct harassment. She would deliberately hide community newsletters from me and not pass on messages from neighbors. Because of this, I missed community work and was reprimanded for not attending events. One day, while I was folding laundry, she intentionally messed it up or touched it with dirty hands, staining it. She rummaged through my fridge, took food and treats without asking. If I ordered something online, she would open it without permission, inspecting the clothes or accessories and berating me for being extravagant. With actual harm starting to occur, I was utterly fed up. Realizing that this couldn't be ignored, I decided to confront Mary directly. Please stop this nonsense, Mary. Even if you resent me because of Emily, isn't this a bit too much? Why do you persistently harass me like this? I confronted her, arms crossed, standing firmly. Then Mary, slightly taken aback by my determination, quickly retorted,
I went through tough times as a bride too, but I never complained to my mother-in-law like you. You really are strong-willed. Once you marry in, shouldn't you serve and not defy your husband's parents?
That's outdated thinking. Just because you experienced harassment as a bride, you think it's okay to do the same to me.
Yes, I do. Is that bad? I'm telling you, I have no intention of stopping. I can't accept a woman like you as Tom's wife. If you don't like it, just divorce him and leave.
Faced with Mary's absurd response, I was speechless with disbelief. Dealing with her was a waste of time. I didn't want to worry Tom, but it seemed I had no choice. When I talked to him about his mother, Tom was distressed.
What is my mother doing? I've told her so many times not to bother you. And now she's involving the neighbors in her harassment.
Bad-mouthing is one thing, but it's really troubling when she dirties my laundry or takes things from the fridge without permission.
I'm sorry for the trouble. I'll have a serious talk with my mother.
That night, Tom and Mary had an argument at our house. Despite her tearful pleas, he firmly told her, cut it out. I won't forgive you if this happens again. Thanks to that, Mary stopped coming to our house for a while. I was relieved, thinking we could finally have some peaceful days. But Mary wasn't going to give up that easily. A week after she stopped visiting, our doorbell suddenly rang. When I opened the door, there stood Mary with a broad smile on her face. For some reason, she was holding a cute teddy bear. I was puzzled and didn't know what to make of the situation. Mary, what brings you here today? She responded with a meek attitude.
I'm sorry for everything. Getting scolded by Tom was a wake-up call. It was childish of me to take out my frustrations about Emily on you.
Well, I'm glad you understand.
Actually, this is to apologize. I realized I never properly gave you a wedding gift, so I thought this teddy bear would be nice. Isn't it cute? I wish you and Tom happiness.
She insisted on giving me the teddy bear. I thanked her, but it didn't make sense to me. I don't particularly like teddy bears. I'm not even interested in stuffed animals. For a wedding gift, something practical like dishes, kitchenware, bedding, or appliances would have been more appropriate. Or even accessories or decorations, if not practical items. Giving a stuffed animal to a daughter-in-law, especially after our recent conflicts, seemed odd. Could there be some hidden motive? Feeling uneasy, I messaged my mom, who lives nearby, and went to show her the teddy bear. I've consulted her many times about the harassment from Mary. When I arrived and showed the teddy bear to my mom, her usually calm face tensed up suddenly.
Sarah, your dad bought some sweets as a souvenir. Let's leave the teddy bear in the living room and have some coffee first. Help me get things ready.
While finding her behavior odd, I went to the kitchen. Right after I arrived, my mom grabbed my shoulder with an intense expression.
You need to get rid of that stuff quickly. Otherwise, something terrible will happen.
What? What happened all of a sudden? Is there something wrong with the teddy bear?
Calm down and listen. That stuffed animal is.
After hearing the reason, I was speechless at Mary's outrageous behavior. At the same time, I ran out of patience. I see, so that's the reason. Then I have to give something back, too. I placed the teddy bear in the living room and waited for Tom to come home. When he arrived and saw the teddy bear, he asked, "Isn't it cute? Did you buy this?" "Welcome home? No, this is a wedding gift from your mother."
From Mom. Why would she give a teddy bear?
I called him to the hallway to explain the situation and asked for his help with my plan. He nodded solemnly. A few hours later, Tom and I were having a huge argument. You preferred Emily because she was nicer. So you really wanted to marry her, just as your mom said.
I never said that. You're overthinking it.
As the argument heated up, we exchanged harsh words.
That's it. Marrying a nasty woman like you was a mistake. Let's get divorced right now.
The moment Tom said that, Mary burst into our house. She had a broad smile on her face.
Tom, you finally understand. Yes, she is the worst wife. Strong-willed, not cute at all, and so presumptuous. I always thought she was not right for you. Divorce her immediately and kick her out of this house.
After gleefully saying this, Mary began to look puzzled. Of course, she would be, since Dom and I, who were supposedly fighting fiercely just moments ago, were now looking at her with cold eyes. I then slowly said to her, "You noticed we were fighting, didn't you? Quite the timing to enter our home."
It was just a hunch. I just felt it.
She quickly defended, but her eyes were darting around. It was clear she was lying. I confronted her with the truth. "Don't lie, tell the truth. You rigged a teddy bear with a surveillance camera and a bug, didn't you?" Hearing this, Mary froze. The surveillance camera and a bug things was something my mom noticed and told me about when I went back home. She realized it because she saw a similar crime reported on the news. A creeper had given a woman a stuffed animal with a camera and wiretap hidden inside to spy on her life. So when my mom heard that Mary gave me a teddy bear, she suspected something. Indeed, her suspicion was confirmed when Mary quickly came over after Tom and I pretended to argue. I continued. On my way back from my parents' house, I went to the police station to report this. They said they would come here to talk about it soon, so they should be arriving any minute now. Upon hearing this, Mary started to panic.
That's ridiculous. Don't joke about this. Calling the police over such a thing is an overreaction. Call them back and cancel it right now.
Such a thing? Planting cameras and listening devices in someone's home is a serious crime.
It's your fault. You were so insolent that I thought I should find something to hold over you. My judgment was right, setting me up with such a despicable method. You are an outrageous woman.
She tried to shift the blame and lashing out in anger. Finally, Tom lost his temper with her.
Cut it out. I've never felt so ashamed to be your son, Mom. I thought you regretted mistreating Sarah, but then you go and do this.
Please don't be angry, Tom. I was doing it for you.
For me, so committing a crime is okay. I shouldn't have gone easy on you just because you're my mother. I'm going to report this to Dad, and I'm cutting ties with you. Don't ever come near Sarah and me again.
At Tom's words, his mother screamed. Trying to apologize through tears, Tom stopped her. "You're apologizing to the wrong person." She then turned to me in panic.
Sarah, I'm sorry. I thought I was losing Tom to you and did something stupid. I truly regret it. I won't go against you again. Please forgive me.
Despite her desperate apologies, it was too late for me. After all the trouble she caused, including sending that creepy teddy bear, there was no way I could forgive her. I will never forgive you. I tried to reach out to you many times, and you ruined it. How could I forgive being given such a disgusting gift?
I really regret it.
Sorry only works for little kids. As an adult, you need to handle your own responsibilities. She continued to wail, but neither Tom nor I felt any sympathy. Later, the police arrived at our house, and she received a stern warning. Weeks later, she was divorced by John and kicked out of the house. Apparently, John had been harboring frustrations due to her frivolous spending of his money. Adding her harassment of me and the teddy bear incident, he lost all love for her. Now she lives in a small, old apartment, struggling through a miserable life with multiple part-time jobs. I hope she takes this chance to reflect on her actions. As for me, I live a peaceful life surrounded by the kind Tom and John. In a few months, we are expecting our long-awaited baby. We are eagerly anticipating the day our baby is born.